Hi, I'm Katie O'Connor, and I'm here with Andrew and AJ, and we're here to talk to you about the ASC Conference that's coming up on the 21st of May. Our theme for the conference this year is Fit for Change, Thriving in an Evolving Research Landscape. We're really excited about this theme because we wanted to talk about new technologies and all the exciting things that are coming into our industry, but not just in terms of how we need to adapt and change, but how we can really thrive as researchers and insights professionals in this ever-changing landscape. Andrew and AJ are the organizers of our event, so I will kick it over to them to tell us what we should most be looking forward to. Andrew, why don't you start?
Sure. Thank you very much, Katie. So for me, this is a really exciting conference and one I've been kind of hoping we would do for a while. But the timing of it now seems really paramount and important. The influence of kind of especially AI, as everyone kind of knows, is really disrupting our industry. So it's a force we can't stop, and even if we want it to. And so we need to be kind of prepared and ready to embrace that change. And change for me happens at different levels. So there's a kind of very personal reaction to change, which we're covering during the conference with someone called Samantha Kiani. And she's a personal coach, and she will kind of really dip into how change affects us at a very personal level and what we can do to kind of thrive in that environment. And so that's kind of one of my highlights for the conference is seeing that. But also, our industry has gone through change before. So there's a section about looking back to actually move forward. So there were times when, we started to embrace online research when everyone said that we couldn't. And so, are there lessons that we can learn through those changes there? And so we've got some great speakers who are talking about that. And then there's actually the real kind of hard-hitting, these are really innovative things which are coming through. And so we've got some great presentations there looking at what are potentially some of the real disruptors which are coming through within our research industry. So these things are really kind of getting under the skin in the true kind of ASC way, where we're kind of dipping into how does the technology actually work rather than just the general sales pitch.
Yeah, I think that's always something I really like most about what we do at the ASC is we're all about new technology and approaches, but we take them and we show those innovations, and then we have really real conversations about what they mean for us as professionals and how we can use them really practically in our day-to-day lives and how we can improve them. So I love that balance of that personal reflection with the cool, innovative technologies. Really interesting.
Yeah, look, I'm chairing the morning session, which I think is going to be absolutely terrific. And I guess picking up on some of the things that Andrew said, it is a chance to look at things. The ASC conferences, they're great. We look at technology, and sometimes we have very technical presentations, and people love those, and sometimes much more about the application of technology. This conference, I think, also kind of extends into the impact of that change, and I think that's going to be really, really, really interesting to the people who come and listen, because we have changed over the decades. Different technologies have come in. But we're not necessarily an industry that adapts too well to change. We like kind of new things, but we like to keep doing the old stuff as well. And I think AI is, of all of those things, whether it's been online or mobile or social media, the things that have happened before, I think AI is kind of by far going to be the greatest impact, and therefore we will be probably forced into the change faster and bigger than before. And I think what we're doing, particularly in the morning, and the paper from Samantha that Andrew has highlighted, and others as well, it's going to be about the change. And at the moment in my own company, we're looking at bringing in AI, and it can be seen as this is a tech project, but it's not. It's a change project, right? Which involves a lot of tech and a lot of process change. And I think what we're going to be doing during the day is talking about that and sharing some ideas, sharing some practical examples, but also just putting it out there that how are we preparing to change and adapt to that change. And I can't remember when I was looking through the slides and someone says is that the tech's one thing, but but it's people is what matters now. Now you could say, well, we won't need people, but of course we'll need people, but we'll need people doing different things, and we'll definitely need the people within a business, within an organization, to successfully make this change. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of companies that are going to get themselves into a lot of difficulties, I think.
As someone who's living that kind of change and bringing in AI into your organization and also having had a sneak peek at some of the presentations, what are some of the things that companies can be doing to be addressing both the people and technology side of it?
For me, it's increasing your awareness and upskilling your understanding of what that technology is. So the challenge is that the technology is moving so fast that even if you are up to date with it, you're almost out of date. So there's always something new coming along, but you need to kind of just start to ride that wave of understanding how the technology is moving and the trajectory that it's going on and where it's getting to. There are so many products out at the moment that say, oh, we use AI. Does that mean you should embrace them? How are they using AI? Are they just slapping on AI on top of an old technology? Or are they actually really understanding the underlying tech that moves forward? So there's a lot of things which I think organizations can do, but it's ultimately kind of really starting to learn how AI, how these new technologies are emerging.
Looking forward to seeing how that conversation plays out on the conference day.
Yeah, and I think, I'd add to that. I think, and maybe this goes without saying, but I think ignoring it within a business is not sensible. And of course we are, and we have been using AI. Maybe it's been called different before, but we've been using things that have used artificial intelligence for many years. It's just now it's kind of under the microscope. I think one thing that's been helping me when I've been thinking about it and how we implement it within an organization is I kind of see it in kind of three areas, and I think during the day we'll probably see perhaps examples of people going at different paces and thinking of it in different ways, and maybe these levels are wrong, but in my mind I'm thinking like you've got a level of AI which is about process efficiency. So it's about doing the same things but doing it faster, and that's cool. And we have been doing that. We used to call it automation, but it used to use kind of AI in some of that automation. But the second one, which we've been seeing much more in the last 18 months, and a lot of the research technologies, certainly a lot that was entered into the award last year, is looking about much more leveraging Gen AI and looking to see how we can build more and we can gain added value, and particularly in insights, how we can generate insights. And that's kind of like, I would say, almost like another level to the basic efficiency. And then we've got people as well, which I would say at the third level will be interesting to see if this comes out in the conference, who are starting to think beyond that and about the agentic model of and the business, and how actually your business could very much change in its structure, because rather than having your traditional organizational structure, you will replace that with an agentic system. And that is, I mean, it's a bit scary, but it's also pretty exciting. And I'd love to, hopefully on the day, we can get into discussing that.
I think this has been a great teaser for everyone for what to expect in a couple of weeks' time. Is there anything that either of you want to say about the format of the day or the location for those who haven't been lucky enough to join us?
I would like to plug one session, which is on, just looking at my timetable, it's on just before lunch at 12:30, when we will be announcing our inaugural Research Technologist Hall of Fame induction. So we're mega excited about that. So please, if you're with us, join for that. We will be inducting our first 6 members to the Research Technologist Hall of Fame.
Fantastic. And I've got a personal highlight as well. This year we're doing something called a research rumble. So it's a new way of doing a presentation where we've got John McConnell from Analytical People and Andy Woods, who's one of the lecturers at Royal Holloway University, and they're doing a head-to-head, and they're challenging each other with ideas. So it'll be kind of short, sharp ideas, and then the audience will vote for which idea is the best. And the ideas that they're looking at the moment are the real kind of top of the technologies which are coming in at the moment, not just AI, but also some of the other things that are coming in around, which will actually enable us to work faster, work harder, work better. And so I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be a bit of fun, but hopefully people will come along with a big list of new ideas and new technologies that they can use from when they go back to the office on Friday.
Yeah, that sounds like it's bound to be a very exciting and interesting session, knowing the two of those guys.
Yeah, another thing I think to look forward to is I would hope everybody that comes to our conference will say we're a very friendly conference. We're a friendly group of people at the ASC, and we're very lucky we get some very nice people come to our conferences. And at the end of the day, we do a conference debrief. Some could call it drinks down the pub, but it's a chance for us to get in a more informal setting and talk about the day. So if you're planning your day, try and add an extra hour or so at the end, and then you can come down and we can all chat with a pint in our hand.
So yeah, please follow these conversations and join us at the Oval for the ASC 2026 conference on the 21st of May.